What's up, guys? I know it's been a minute, or I guess welcome if you haven't been here before. I'm Taylor, and I haven't posted a video in a couple weeks. Anyway, I miss you guys, and I wanted to make a quick little video even though things have been a little busy. Of course, I left my Excel and PowerPoint training until the last week before my job started, and now I'm actually working, so yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna ask some questions that I've been getting a lot recently. Oh, first question, you like my office overalls? Thank you so much for noticing. A very kind subscriber sent them to me and I absolutely love them. However, I'm gonna take them off because my midsection's getting a little toasty. It's like 85 degrees outside, but big fan. Second question, how's Willie doing? He's really good. Say hi. Willie says smash the like button. You don't have to listen to me, but listen to him, you know? Smash it. Okay, for real now, the question that I've by far got the most recently is pretty much just how is the job going? Or some variation of that question. For those who don't know, I started working as a management consultant last week, and I've been working from home, so all virtual. Obviously, I can't say a whole lot about how it's going yet since I've only been on the job for a few days now, but for it being virtual, it's actually been pretty good so far. Mainly introductions and like how-tos, nothing crazy yet, but everyone seems really nice, really cool, so I like that. Otherwise, I of course have not been staffed on a project or anything like that yet, and I'm sort of in training for the next couple weeks. So of course, updates to come on how actual project work is like and how consulting is really looking during the pandemic. It will be interesting to let you guys know. Next question I got, what's my favorite part of the job so far? Again, kind of same thing, I don't have too much to go off of yet, but I do feel very welcome. I feel very open to asking questions, so I guess that's just a good sign. I don't know if I have a favorite part yet, though. I'll let you know. Next question was, what do I like to do in my free time? Well, at school, of course, I like to hang out with my friends, have a couple brewskis over the weekend. Really, have a few brewskis. Don't say that. But besides that, pretty much anything outdoor related. I've been really into rock climbing for like six years. Not a pro or anything, but I do very much enjoy doing it indoors and outdoors, hiking, walking, well, mainly walking. During college, I would walk to Center City, Philadelphia and explore a lot. Here in LA, things are a little too spread out in the suburbs here, or just in LA in general. So walking's not quite as much of a thing, but I just love being outside. I like watching movies a lot. I haven't talked about it that much on my channel, but I have rated, fun fact, over 350 movies on IMDb. My favorite director is probably David Fincher, or honestly Vince Gilligan if we're thinking TV shows, but David Fincher. And of course, travel. Boring answer, I know. But you guys, I had a long bucket list of places to travel after graduation, which didn't happen. But my next destination / bucket list when it becomes possible again, New Zealand, #1 by far. Tokyo is up there, Cape Town as well. 3 pretty spread out locations. And then also more of Scandinavia. I've been to Sweden a bunch, but I really want to see the fjords in Norway. Of course, need to see Iceland, haven't been yet. And then I also want to see the Faroe Islands. That would be really cool. So that's what I like to do in my free time. All right, next question was tips for young women who want to enter a big 3 consulting firm. So you're probably referring to MBB, which is McKinsey, BCG, and Bain. Jeez, you know, I have so many consulting videos in the queue that I'm really excited to make once I have a couple more weeks / months of experience under my belt, so I have more substance to actually base my answers off of when I talk about this stuff. So more on this to come. But high-level tips, I wrote a couple down. Of course, do well in college so your GPA is good enough to pass the threshold to even get an interview. Do very well in your case interviews, practice a lot. Of course, you also want to have a strong fit related questions like why consulting, why that firm specifically, stuff like that. But then to get an interview in the first place, network, and network. Meaning go to info sessions for that company, try to meet a handful of people that work at that firm, email them, be proactive about actually getting an interview. Oh, and tips for women specifically, I guess I would also check to see if those firms have diversity programs for women so you can get a sophomore year internship potentially. And those programs often are very helpful in helping you get a junior year internship / a full-time offer for after you graduate. Those are my high-level tips. More on this to come in the future. Post-shower Taylor here. But another question I got that I forgot to address earlier was about the cutthroat culture. Someone asked if the cutthroat culture in consulting is a real thing. I would say I got, honestly, the opposite impression of that. Consulting to me seems like an industry or a job where if you don't have friends or a talent manager or, you know, people to lean on and ask for feedback, then you're not going to do very well. At least it'll make it a lot more difficult for you. So yeah, like I said, I got the opposite impression. We're very much encouraged to ask questions, ask for feedback, all that good stuff. And I'll let you know if this changes, but no, I honestly wouldn't say at all that it's cutthroat. Unless you're referring to getting the job in the first place, then even still, I wouldn't necessarily say it's cutthroat. It's definitely selective, and there's only so many open spots at those really selective consulting firms that people go for. But even still, when I was applying for the jobs, I mean, I was casing with my friends at school all the time. We were helping each other out. We were walking through our resumes together to give each other feedback, and even that process felt collaborative for me. So at least that hasn't been my experience at all, but I'll let you guys know if that changes. Oh, and then the other thing people asked me quite a bit about were the hours, whether they're long hours or not. They're not yet because I'm in training, but Yes, they will be long hours. Not always. It definitely ebbs and flows. There's days that you'll be in between projects and you might even have like a week off basically. Of course, you still have to be on call in case you're staffed on a project. But yes, ebbs and flows. There will be days/weeks where the hours are probably going to be very long when you have to pump out a deliverable pretty quickly. But hopefully not every day. Next question was, how expensive is it to live in New York? Well, it's very expensive. I'm at home in Los Angeles right now, but I lived in New York the past 2 summers for my internships. And yeah, I mean, housing/rent should hopefully be your biggest expense. Besides that, I got my groceries at Trader Joe's by Union Square. But even that honestly didn't add up to all that much because the firms I was working for paid for my meals while I was in the office. So I pretty much just bought food and drinks for myself, when I went out on the weekends.
Couple brewskis.
But even still, yes, the cost of living, there's so many other things. Cost of living is definitely higher in New York than pretty much everywhere else in the US, maybe save for San Francisco, probably parts of LA. So yes, it is more expensive. Next question was, did anyone else in my family go to an Ivy League university? My brother went to Cornell. Yes, otherwise, no. Next question was, any tips for people starting their new job remotely? I start tomorrow. Yes, so granted, again, it's only been a couple days for me, but I would say just even in that short time, keep your camera on during Zoom meetings if you feel comfortable doing so and if others are doing it. It definitely subconsciously/consciously keeps you more engaged if you have to look semi-presentable like on the screen rather than like sitting back in your chair, total double chin move on the couch, you know what I mean? Besides that, I guess just trying to be as interactive as you can, as feels comfortable. Hi there. So I kind of realized that the tips that I give here are more geared towards what I've been doing so far, which is training. So a lot more just like me listening and not me talking. So that's what I mean by, keep your camera on and just try to stay engaged, aka listening. But when I'm actually speaking and emailing and working, I'll let you guys know what are some tips I find helpful for staying engaged virtually while actually working and not just in training. And with things being virtual, it's almost like you should over communicate without being annoying, if that makes sense. But yeah, those would be my tips. Just like do all the little things you can to keep yourself engaged because it's so easy to zone out over Zoom. I mean, if you had any semesters of college over Zoom, I had like half a semester and it sucked. Oh, and good luck on your job. Next question, how old are you? 53. Next question, what do I invest in? Mainly index funds and blue chip stocks. I actually made a video about this a while back. I'm looking forward to making a updated version of that soon because now that I have income coming in, I probably want to have a little bit more of a dialed in strategy. I think I've already done that a little bit. But specifically to answer your question, over the last month, I bought about $700 worth of Apple and I bought $10,000 of Vendoo index fund. Actually a couple shares of Poshmark now that I think of it, but that was just for funsies. Next question, I got variations of this one, but first impressions on my first day of work. / was there anything that surprised me and how did it compare to my expectations? So yeah, really good first impression actually, especially considering over Zoom, I didn't really expect to have too strong of an opinion. But today we actually did some breakout rooms where we would just do little 3-person socializing circles. And that was actually really fun. People seem to be very nice, very social. And it just makes me look forward to when things are in person and I can actually hang out with these people and get to know them a little better. So very good first impression. People seem very nice and welcoming. And yeah, the people are what matter most to me by far if I had to pick any one component, so things are looking good. And last but certainly not least, hey, hello. All right, hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, more videos about consulting to come, about my experience. Do look forward to those. Again, once I have a few more weeks of experience under my belt, I'll have more to say. Until then, let me know what you guys might like to see. And of course, don't forget to hit the like button. I almost forgot again. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more consulting and just other lifestyle fun stuff soon. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Sorry it's been a minute, but I will see you soon. Peace. Ooh, big yawn. He's 9 pounds now, literally like a full-size dog. Okay, not really, but he's a big boy. Okay, puppy, let's go outside. Let's go take you outside for the bathroom. You already went in the house a couple times today, didn't you? Probably real proud of that too. Don't forget to hit the like button.